What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video we'll be talking about TBB, the Bitcoin bull, the latest, craziest, hottest meme coin on Solana, maybe even in the whole crypto space. Hit that like button to subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Okay, we're gonna get into the technicals and talk about the chart stuff, price predictions, all that by the end of this video. But first, there's a important concept that I want to go over. And before we actually get into that concept, let's give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Williams, Jason AI Williams, as he is referred to on X. This is the founder of the project. I don't know if he made the coin and then bought it, or somebody else made the coin and then he bought it. I think he made it and then bought 70% of the supply. I think that's how it goes. And he does. He owns 70% of the supply. We look at the holders here, and you can see this wallet here, 68.8%. It's less than 70 now because he's been airdropping people, right? The same way that Ansem kind of did his coin here, right? Bought a lot of the supply and then started airdropping to his community. Ansem, the reason why Ansem pumped so much is because Ansem is a popular crypto personality in the space, right? He's somewhat of a trustworthy figure, at least in the eyes of the crypto space. Whenever he says he's going to buy a ton of the supply and then airdrop to his community, he followed through with that. This thing pumped to hundreds of millions of dollars. He didn't rug on his community. He didn't sell and make a quick buck. No, his reputation, his name's on the line, and I think Ansem, for all it's worth, I think he's a good guy. He did what he said he was going to do. I don't know him personally. I don't know Jason personally either, but Jason here doing the same thing, right? But in a much more, I think, creative and engaging way with his community, man. It's a whole lot of fun. If you're a part of the TBB community, I don't care if it's yesterday or if it was a month ago. I mean, we're having so much fun. We're making friendships, and we're building across the world. You guys, man, these spaces, I need to hop off this video and hop on this space that they're in right now, because these spaces, let's see, which one is this? Evil Ape, TBB, the Bitcoin Bull. This one, I mean, this one's probably good too, but there's this one that's like hosted by Ron.eth. I mean, any space that I've heard recently about TBB, really any space at all, they're very engaging, they're fun, but man, you have no idea how plugged in around the world these people are, and the lengths of networking that this thing has. Like, there are literally, we have people in China, in the Eastern Hemisphere, who are networking the same as people in the Western Hemisphere. I don't know if you're aware of this in crypto, but most cryptos, they're kind of segregated based on which hemisphere you're in, right? The Binance Smart Chain, BSC coins, those are typically Eastern Hemisphere coins. Like, there's a whole realm of memes, a whole realm of crypto that you're not even aware of if you're in the Western Hemisphere, and vice versa if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere. But we've got this thing integrated around it's crazy. It's crazy how far this spread is. And here we are, only at an $18 million market cap. There's so much potential. We're in way early, but I want to focus on this right now. Okay, shout out to Jason. I hope I gave a nice introduction there as to like what this coin's about. I don't know if I missed some stuff. I'm a little bit excited because here we are, at this all-time high level. But shout out to Jason Williams. Awesome human being, very smart human being. Got into Bitcoin early. He bought this coin, 70% of the supply, so you could airdrop it to his community. I think he's already airdropped like over $100,000 worth of tokens at this rate. And he's gonna, once we hold $20 million in market cap, once we get to 2 cents and hold that, he's going to airdrop to diamond hands, community members, bag workers, whatever. He made a post recently saying that if you want to go through, but it's awesome, man. It really is awesome. And the more that you become aware of like the terminologies, the lingos, the lore of the meme, the more fun you'll have. There's a lot of inside jokes here, and you might not get it at first with some of the inside jokes, but just pay attention, man. It doesn't take long to figure it out. These guys are a lot of fun, right? Everybody who's involved, it's pretty damn awesome. But anyways, enough buttering the bread, damn it. Let's move on. This is what I want to talk about. This was not me. I did not sell. I haven't sold a damn drop. Okay. The only amount that I did sell was to 100x boost this thing on x.com. But this guy here, we're going to call him Mr. Silly Goose. He sold. I don't know why it doesn't show it here on my phone, on my mobile device. I've got Deck Screener, and it shows this guy bought, like back down here. It shows like where he bought down here, but whatever. It's just showing the sell. That's fine. I'm sure if we wanted to look it up on some kind of block explorer, we could. But anyways, what happened was, we go on the 1 hour time frame. what happened here is that from the high point of this hour to the low point of this hour, we dropped 30%. We saw the largest sell order, single sell order that TBB's ever seen in its history. First off, we ate that up whole. That whole bad apple got eaten whole, baby. We ate that with both hands. Crazy, crazy, in a very, very, very short amount of time. The thing that I want to focus on here is what we might call responsible selling in the space, what we might call appropriate selling, what I want to call managing your funds appropriately, okay? This guy sold, what you're looking at here is $35.3 thousand. That's the largest sell order that we've seen in this thing's history. It's the largest sell or buy in this thing's history that we've seen. And again, we gobbled that up, man. It came right back. But the number I really want you to focus on is 2.36 million, okay? We go to Google Calculator here, okay? Google Calculator. I can't make this video too long. I've got things to do. We take the current price, right? Because so where this guy sold, we go to the 1 minute time frame. We can actually go down and see. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. We can go down and see that he sold literally from basically this exact price, maybe a little bit lower. So let's say 1.86. Let's do that. 1.86 cents. Okay, actually, I'm sorry. That would be dollars. Let's do this. Let's do this again. 0.0186 cents, and we multiply that by 2,365,000. 2,365,400, whatever it was, right? So that's 2,365,400. Okay, multiplied by that. That's $44,000. That's $44,000 in price, and yet here you see $35.3 thousand. That's because when you full clip a lot of money in something that has a low market cap and a low liquidity, yes, we've seen tremendous pumps. Yes, we've seen phenomenal gains over a very short amount of time, but we're at $18.7 million, you guys. This is a low market cap coin. There's a lot of room to grow. If this were a $1 billion coin, $30,000 isn't going to do anything to the price, right? But imagine you're holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin, which, what's Bitcoin's market cap right now? Does it say? It won't tell us. Let's see. What is its market cap? Bitcoin's market cap is, why can't, 1.3 trillion. Imagine if you were to sell $100 billion worth of this coin on the open market, or even like $1 billion of this coin on the open market, you're going to mess with the price. And it's not that you would sell it all at once. The people with a lot of money in Bitcoin, if they have $1 billion or more, or hundreds of millions of dollars or more, they don't hit that sell button all at once. They don't full clip it. They sell over time. And the reason why is twofold. One, you don't want, I'm gonna blow up the big screen now. You don't want, is it gonna let me? No. Am I just done now? I've got no camera now. Wow, that's great. Well, whatever. You don't want, let's see if I can fix this. We're gonna try one more time. Nope, it's just not gonna fix. So that's okay. We'll put it on the deck screener. The reason why you don't full clip sell $1 billion worth of Bitcoin on the open market is because you don't want to crash the price, right? You want to get out in an inconspicuous way. And then number two, you don't want to hurt yourself. I mean, imagine, look at this, guys. Here we are. Let me hide this sidebar here. Here we are. I'm upset that the camera's not working, but that's okay. It's something with OBS, man. The recording software. It's just it's a fickle thing, I guess. Let me see here. Hold on. I'm trying to fix it. No, it just won't work. That's okay. If he sold like $1,000 worth, right? Imagine that instead of doing 35,000 all at once, if he sold like $1,000 worth or a couple $1,000s worth here or there over like once an hour or over the period of like 5 days, dude, the difference here, like between being like somebody who's just never seen this type of money before, that's probably what happened, is this person's never seen $40,000 in their life, and they're like, oh my God, I don't care if I take a $10,000 hit. I'm rich. I've got 35K. I've never seen this kind of money before. It's novice level stuff, man. It really is. And it's your money. You can full clip it if you want. The market will eat it back whole. Imagine this guy whenever it's worth $44,000. If he sold $1,000 worth here or there and he spaced that out over the next week, the price first off would probably be higher. And then on top of that, even at this exact same price, he would have 44K instead of 35K. Imagine making an extra $10,000 in a week. I don't know how much everybody makes here, but I would assume the average person's not making $10,000 in a week, right? That's not a lot of money, but it's definitely above average. Imagine you making an extra $10,000 over a week just because you decided to space out your sells, right? This is an important concept because I know that a lot of people in my community and other communities, a lot of people have gotten in early. Now, there's a lot of people who got in early who sold. They messed up and they sold. There was a guy that full clip down here, $17,000 worth, and he bought back up here and he's got like half the tokens. He literally, I think, is back now to his same value that he had back here. He would have been at like triple the value if he just held. Let that be a lesson. All I'm trying to say, and this person, same thing. This person sold $35,000 worth, really $45,000 worth. I bet they buy back whenever they see this thing going higher. Short-term minds, right? But if you're like me and you have the long-term vision, what I'm not going to do if and when I start selling, I'm not going to full clip it. Because again, for one, it hurts the price. And then for two, it hurts my incentive. It hurts my value as well. I won't be able to get in. You know, imagine you had $100,000 in this token right now. If you were to full clip $100,000, you're only going to get like $65,000. Whereas if you took that and you sold over time, you DCA'd out, you'd get closer to that 100K level. And imagine in that time we double in price. You might even get like 150K, 200K, who knows, right? Enough talk about selling. I don't like talking about selling. I'm not in the selling mood. I'm not going to be selling anytime soon at all. My plan is to hold this thing. My plan is to buy more if we get a drop like that again. I was actually wanting to buy more, but damn it, I was asleep during this time. And we just ate that back up so quickly, man. That's the thing. There's demand, guys. There's clearly demand here. You can see with a very wicked candle in volume and all. Wick, candle, volume, everything. We came back down to prior points of resistance, found support, and now we're moving up again. I mean, we're literally breaking out to new all-time highs. We saw a little pullback, and this dude just wiped away $10,000 because he just couldn't hold his load. It's your money. You're entitled to do what you want to do. But I think if you sell responsibly, if you sell strategically, if, you know, maybe you're like this guy and you made a 3x and you want to get out, because that's what he did. He made a 3x. We can't see it here on the data. It won't show for some reason, but on my mobile device it will. If you track it on on SoulScan, you can figure it out. But maybe a 3x is good enough for you, and that's great, right? I think this thing from here has 100x potential. I think this thing from here, I mean, the next stop, we could talk about 100x all we want. We could talk about how this might be the next Doge. It might be the next Shiba Inu, and it really might be, man. I think that this will flip Ansem in time. We've got the better community. We've got the better networks. Jason has less followers on X.com than Ansem does, but Jason, I think, is more plugged in. I think he's actually more famous, even though, and fame doesn't matter necessarily, right? Donald Trump's famous and his coin went to zero, but all I'm trying to say is if this coin with Ansem and his level of fame could reach a $440 million market cap, I think this coin can see more than that. I think we can see more than that. And I do believe that we'll flip Ansem in time. Imagine from here at $18 million, you get into a $400 million market cap. You're definitely not late getting in at these levels. You got dudes who are freaking hornish for a 3x who are going to full clip their bags. You've got all this potential to see much more than a 3x from here, guys. Absolutely. I mean, the next stop, we've already hit $20 million. We basically hit a $21 million market cap. The next stop now that everybody's talking about is $100 million. That's a 10-cent price, right? And that's the next stop. That's the next target. That's the next goal in mind is $100 million. Here's the cool part. First and foremost, with that mentality, you're definitely not late. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Who wouldn't love a 5x? But we look at this here, from a high to a low, I feel like my face being missing here, the camera not working is taking away some of the effect. You can't see my what's the word I'm looking for? Emphasis. My emphasis. What, babe?
Passion.
My passion. You can't see my passion. Only my wife can. Anyways, 1886 to the 2618. So I've got these boxes. colored here, right? This is the primary target zone in the fib extensions, as I've defined here, and this is also the secondary target zone of the fib extensions. If you look online, what are the primary and secondary zones? Nobody's going to say that, right? This is something that I've coined in my 11 years worth of technical analysis. This is something that I've noticed. Whenever you see new highs relative to a fib retracement and you get those extensions, you almost always, like with an 80% of certainty or more, you find resistance in this primary target zone. Whenever you break out of the 1618, you almost always find resistance here. You don't break through here. You don't just go through in a straight line. You don't just go through in a straight line without finding some turbulence, okay? We broke through. We held the golden ratio as support, the 1.6 or resistance as resistance, for a while here, for a long bit of consolidation. Now we're breaking through. We broke through the primary target zone. We're now gaining access to the secondary zone. We've already interacted with this first area of resistance. We didn't reject. We saw a test of faith, a test of demand, and we got that demand, baby. And it looks like we're going to push through. Here's the exciting part, right? Talking about $100 million market cap, because I got all these scribbles on here, but we're going to leave them up. $100 million is basically right there. That's a 5x from here. I believe we're going to see something much more than $100 million in time. Okay, but $100 million, here we are at $18.6 million. That's the next target. $100 million. The fib level that is the most attractive here to this level is not this one below, is not 51 million, not 5.1 cents, but is this level instead, 12.6 cents. And that from here adds another little bit of growth to you. That gives you, instead of a 5x, it's a 6.75x, almost a 7x from here. And if you're lucky, man, if you're absolutely lucky and you're able to buy this price, below 1.8 cents, you might just get a 7x. But I think your chance has been had already. I think that it happened while a lot of people were sleeping, and the early bird gets the worm, as it were, however that's pronounced, however you say that. And I don't think our next target is $100 million. I think our next target, technically, our next target would be $50 million. But after that, our next target would be $126 million. And just because these lines are here, let's see. I need to zoom out a little bit. High to low. Just because I'm expecting that we'll go here to find our next significant consolidation range, whatever it might look like. We might find resistance here and pull back to 50 million. We could see a 50% drop. Maybe we consolidate just like this. If we spend no time there at all and we continue to rip, maybe we blast right through it, but that's the least likely outcome. It can happen, but it's the least likely outcome. Most likely is that we'd find resistance somewhere around here and consolidate. I mean, we could pull lower, we could do whatever, but we'll continue to grow. That's the expectation overall. Whenever we get up here, what was I going to say? Damn it, I got excited. Oh, it's that it could happen in a few different ways, right? We might just send it right up there. Likely what's going to happen is we'll find resistance along the way. We'll stair step. We'll find support at prior resistance and work our way up there, and then consolidate. But consolidation, it could be like this. At the 1618, our consolidation, we didn't find resistance here and then go down. We just consolidated. Everybody thought that this project was going to go to zero. And I kept telling people, I was like, dude, get in now. It's not going to be here forever. Literally right before this pump happened, I'm like, this is the equivalent moment to that last call, all aboard. I think actually it was after this pump happened, we were here. I was like, last call, all aboard, get in while you still can. And even now, even after it's pumped from 1 cent all the way up to 2 cents, it's still early. You're still not late because, again, primary target zone, 1272, 1618, secondary target zone. In my 11 years of experience doing technical analysis, you do not consolidate at the golden ratio like this, break out and stop at the minimum level. This kind of formation is largely connected to moves that go up to the 2272 or 2618. That's the target area. And it is completely possible that we send it to the 2886 200 level, which would be, actually the 200 level I think is a little bit higher. I don't know why I don't have that on there. Hold on. Let's see. We'll put it on there. 2, and then we'll do green. Yeah. What? Oh, not 2. I'm sorry. 2886. Oh, it's the 3113. That's what it is. My bad. 3113. My bad. There we go. 3113. We already have the 200 level on there. That's 45. A $250 million to $450 million market cap. It's possible. So I call this the money zone. Sometimes in really strong moves, you do push through this secondary target level, and then you stop here. I really doubt that we would just push through levels that are higher than that. I mean, again, this kind of price action, all of this, it's going to take time. But these are the stepping stones. These are the next steps. And I don't really have anything else to say. This video has gone on longer than I meant for it to, but I hope you guys took something away from this. You know, if you got in and you made a 2x, you want to get out, take your profits, do your thing, cool. We're going to keep pumping. You know, I think the best thing to do would be to hold this thing. I had a discussion with one of my friends, one of my crypto associate friends. Shout out to Money Tings. When we were at this level here, he was saying that I should sell and then buy back lower. First off, I'm not doing that. I'm a hodler. A diamond hands this biatch. I haven't sold anything. I got in early, man. My first purchase was day one, June 30th. You can go on my X, scroll down to June 30th, and you'll see that's the first time I talked about TBB. I've been in this thing since day one. The only time I've sold, you can check that too. If you find my wallet where I bought, you know, I've given you enough information there. I'm in the top 20. The first time I sold was right here at 1 cent so that I could 100x boost this thing, and that's the only time I've sold. I sold like $1 worth because, again, whenever I got in, I wanted to make sure that this wasn't a scam. You know, I know Jason Williams vouched for it, but for some reason I thought that I was in the wrong one. I thought that I was in like a knockoff. You know how they do knockoffs, and I had to check the address and everything. I sold $1 worth to make sure that I could sell. I always think it's important to make sure that you when you buy something, you also sell a test amount to see if you can at least do that. If you can't sell, you got problems, man. There's plenty of people who buy coins that go up and they're like, oh, this thing's phenomenal. Then they go to sell. It won't let you sell because it's a honeypot, locked you in. You don't have access to that liquidity. So you might see $1 sell and then also the $900 sell that I had in order to boost this thing. But other than that, those tokens that I sold were all from airdrops too. So my initial investment and the airdrops that I've collected, I've only got more tokens than I initially invested in. But I'm hodling this thing, man. That's all I'm trying to say. I got, a discussion with my friend, told me to sell here and then buy back at the lows. Yeah, we back tested prior resistance for support. That's great. It didn't go as low technically as he was expecting, and that happens too. Sometimes, you expect the price to go just a little bit lower, and he was talking about it going here or a little bit lower. It close enough. It back tested prior resistance. It's a pretty good call, right? It's a 30% drop. You guys, I'm in the top 20 wallets. If I sell this, I'm going to have to sell it over time, which we did not have time. And then to buy back, I'm going to have to buy it over time as well, which we did not have time. If I sold, I would not have been able to get back in time for this rally. The worst thing, if you have like $1,000 to your name or $2,000, maybe like less than $5,000, okay, trading this coin might be better for you. But again, trading is risky because you might, even if you sell the top, which you're not likely going to, will you buy the low or will you wait for slightly lower prices? And then if it comes back up and it's right below where you sold, when you buy back, you're going to push the price up because we're dealing with low liquidity, low market cap coin. I just don't think it's worth trading. And I'm not the only one, man. I've been paying attention to these hodlers. Me and the rest of these people who are in like the top 20, we haven't sold. We've got a community of diamond-handed individuals. And whenever you've got somebody like Jason Williams who's controlling 70% of the supply, and then the remaining supply, like what's left of the remaining supply, right, is technically 30%. Whenever half of that, I did the math. In the top 20 wallets, it's about 45%. Whenever half of that is controlled by people who refuse to sell, which is what's going on, this is what happens. This is what happens. We've got the supply control. The community took over. The Jeets left. They got out in their first day. They're in tears now. They're in shambles. It costs too much for them to be a significant wallet holder for them to influence the price. It's just, yeah, they're out now, man. I am curious when the next person to step into the top 10 is going to come around. I have a theory that there's going to be some excessive money coming in soon. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but there's clearly demand here. As soon as we got down here, price pumped up. I got to go, man. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I think we've got a long ways to go. And again, the next target area, in my opinion, is $50 million. But I genuinely think we're going to see something over $100 million before we see any kind of really significant consolidation. And when I say significant, maybe it's like this, maybe it's like this, maybe it's different. It'll probably be different. But I don't think that we're in a consolidation phase now. I think that we're going to continue to grow. I'll see you guys at new all-time highs. Hit that like button. Shout out to Jason Williams. Shout out to the TBB community. Who's he in spaces with here? Shout out to Alchemist, Andrew, Rect, Degen Zen, Michael Oates, UK Crypto Queen. These are all people that I'm somewhat familiar with. I'm gonna listen. Hold on, I want to see if there's other people, but I'm gonna mute it. That way it's not loud. Let me make sure you guys aren't getting blasted. Okay, on the desktop. Shout out to C Casa. I've heard him talk. He seems like a cool guy. We haven't interacted. Shout out to Gain Shillis. Anybody else that I'm familiar with? If I'm crossing over you and we've interacted and I'm not saying hi, I'm sorry. I need to go. I'm just trying to do this fast. Yeah, I don't see anybody else that I know. Ron's probably taking a break before his next before he goes live, or maybe he's not going live. I don't know. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.